us not forget everything that happens. It's by the will of Allah. Holy will. It's time to unite and stand, and we will be the best amongst men. It's not time to be extreme or duty unthinkable, but to stand together as one. Tune into Sunnah followers, stream it every day, various platforms. Trust me, you'll find a way. Sunnah followers.
From Sunnahfollowers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab, wear your beards, be proud of your beards. Stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Saleh. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the limits of Allah, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnahfollowers.
With dignity, humility, and balance.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm excited. Once again, Ustada Lailanasheeba is presenting to you a new class called Keys to Living Islam. Examples from the life of the Prophet and his struggles are used to give the fasting Muslim hope and insight as to how to handle the different trials of life and come out winners. Class will be held every Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern and streaming on all social media platforms. Put us on the big screen, parents, for the kids. Channel Sunnahfollowers. All about the flavor, 7-Up cake too, flavor, everything she got, flavor, it'll be right for you, flavor, Amina's peach cobbler, flavor, 7-Up cake too, flavor, everything she got, flavor, it'll be right for you, flavor, Amina's peach cobbler, flavor, flavor, everything she made, flavor, will be right for you, flavor, Amina's peach cobbler, flavor, 7-Up cake, flavor, everything she made, flavor, will be good for you, flavor.
SubhanAllah. How did y'all like that commercial about Amina Fresno's cobbler? Alhamdulillah. Did you see it? Did y'all see it? Geechee, did y'all see it? Jamila?
I seen it.
Jamila, how do you like that commercial for Amina Fresno's peach cobbler and cake and the cake, the 7-Up pound cake? All you got to do is scan that code. By the way, guys, good Ramadan gifts. Hello. Good Ramadan gifts. Order that peach cobbler, or you can get the 7-Up pound cake. Ship it anywhere in America. Great gift. Alhamdulillah. Ina alhamdulillah. Wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to our class. This is our class on the belief in Allah. This is based on the book, where's my thing, written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atli. And if you do not have the Articles of Belief, if you do not have this book, You want to go over to www.adleeonline.com and order this book. It should be a part of your library. It's entitled Articles of Belief. And I really like this book because what Sheikh Atlee does is he breaks down what it means to believe in Allah, what it means to believe in his prophets and his books and the day of judgment and etc. So we all need to have this as part of our collection, especially for the kids. And by the way, for all Muslims watching and listening, please put me on the big screen TV because you're cheering. The children should be watching my show too. They should be participating in all classes. All of our classes here are family friendly. You know what that means? That means it's not just for you sisters, but also you should have your cheering involved listening too, because you're going to be held accountable. It's your job as the wife and the mother to teach your children this deen. Let me talk about something right quick. I got a phone call not too long ago. One of the sisters asked me, and this is really kind of sad for me too. I really hate that there's so many Muslims dealing with divorce right now. I mean, divorce is good and clean. I ain't got no problem with it. I've been divorced several times myself. But it's really sad. That's one of the signs of the last hour. Divorce will be on the rise. People will get married. They only been together a few months, and next thing you know, they divorced. Subhanallah. So anyway, a sister called me about an hour ago when I was in here, and she asked the question. She said, Sister Layla, me and my husband are going through divorce. Sorry to hear it. She said, we're going through divorce. She said, and he's threatening to take the kids from me. She said, which one of us, does he get the kids? Is it true that I have to turn over my babies to him? I told her this again is another example. Here, I'm so glad I broke fast because it's my girl getting ready to act up. And alhamdulillah, I'm through fasting. But wait a minute, hold on for 1 second, guys. I have to get some water because I feel a GERD attack. Oh my goodness. Oh. There's good in everything and bad. Sister Fatima, what's the bad effect of eating fruit?
What's the bad effect of eating fruit? GERD.
That's what I'm saying. I forgot. Y'all know I broke my fast with that fruit that somebody sent me, that edible fruit. I forgot it causes GERD.
Yeah, you had pineapple, didn't you?
Pineapple. And I ate about 4 of them.
Yeah, the pineapple is the one that does it, Sister Layla.
Oh my God. See that? And it's the best meal.
Eat a pear. Eat the pear.
I've been eating them all. The cantaloupes. Strawberries. I had the best iftar. What did I break my fast with, guys? Fresh fruit that somebody sent to me. It's on you guys look at my Facebook page. It's a beautiful edible fruits and the balloon, but I forgot. But with that GERD, I got GERD, but that's okay. I got my water. One thing about GERD, long as I wash it down with water, I'm good to go. And I'll take my pill. I'm taking my pills at 12.
You have a good diuretic. You're gonna have a good diuretic.
Yeah, I'll take 2 of those. I take Nexium. I'll take 2.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought you had omeprazole.
No. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, it feels, but that's okay. Thank you for the fruit. I'm still going to continue to eat it. I'll just take 2 Nexiums. That fruit is good and healthy. But anyway, like I was saying, guys, I got the phone call from one of the sisters. Her husband declared divorce on her, and he's threatening to take the children from her And so she asked me, she said, Sister Layla, is it true that I have to give my babies to him? She said, because the imam of her mosque told her that she has to give the baby to him because he's responsible. I said, no, this is another example as to how we have to learn the Sunnah. We have to learn the hadiths. Allah does talk about how it's the man's job to provide and maintain. But remember, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you will never, ever, ever understand the meaning of the Quran until you learn the hadiths. The hadiths, look at that fat cat. The hadiths are the explanation of the Quran. So let me explain what that's talking about. The same event happened. Like I tell you guys, there is no question, and I prove it to me. I mean, ask me, I can prove it. There is no situation, there is no scenario that you guys can come up with in this world today that the prophet ain't already experienced in his lifetime. The same thing happened in his lifetime more than once. But I'm going to give you the best example. Umar, radiyallahu anhu. And y'all know who Umar is. He'll be the second person to enter paradise after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is the second best of this nation after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Umar divorced one of his wives. Oh yeah, it happens all the time. And Umar traveled to Kuba. Kuba is one of the suburbs of Medina. He went to Kuba and he saw his son playing outside and he went to grab him. He said, that's my son. I'm going to go get him. I'm taking him back to Medina with me. Umar got off his camel, went to grab the boy. His mother, the ex-wife, ran out the house. She said, no, he's mine. You're not taking my son. And they were in this tug of war. So the prophet came out of the Kuba mosque because he was with Umar. He came out the mosque and he said, what's going on, Umar? And Umar said, oh, prophet of Allah, this is my son. This is my son. And it's my job to take, he's mine, and he comes from me, and I'm taking care of him. I'm taking him back to me. And the woman was crying. She said, oh, prophet of Allah, my baby, my baby. The little boy was around 7 years old. So she said, oh, prophet of Allah, my baby, can he just take my baby? The prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was quiet for a second. And they notice when he goes quiet, that's when Allah sends a revelation to him. The angel Jibreel had come to him and was telling him. Then after a few minutes went by, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the one who is most deserving of the child is the mother. The mother. At the age that this child is, 6, 7, 8, these formative years, the child belongs to the mother. She's the one most deserving. He said, Umar, let the child go. And he stays with his mother. When he reaches the age of puberty, then you are deserving of him, Umar. He said, but in these formative years, because the little boy was 7, before the age of puberty, the prophet said the one deserving of the children is the mother. So the woman grabbed her baby and she ran in the house with him and slammed the door because she didn't want Umar. But Umar accepted what the prophet said. He said, the prophet said, Umar, when he's a puberty, you have your rights to him. So that hadith is Sahih Bukhari. That hadith is also in Sahih Muslim. And it's even more detailed in Muwatta. So again, guys, you have to learn these hadiths But most of you are too old to learn them because you have to start at the age of 6 or 7, like I did. Okay? But what you need to do when you're in a situation like that, the prophet said, ask the people of knowledge. So that's what the sister did. She called me. So who's deserving of her babies? I told her, your husband cannot take them kids. They're 6 and 7 years old. You're responsible for them. They belong to you right now. They are under your care unless you marry. Now, if you get married, it's going to be a different answer. But unless you marry, it becomes a different answer. Okay? Depending on situations. And that's a different class. But I want you sisters to understand that why does Allah keep the child with you? Any children you have who are not yet puberty, why are they deserving to be with you? Because you're the one that is supposed to teach them this religion. You're the one that's supposed to teach them manners. You're the one that's supposed to teach them in their formative years. And then you hand them over to their father when the problems begin. And when do the problems? See the hikmah of Allah? Children are easy to deal with before puberty because the fitra is in their hearts and it's awake. Once puberty sets in, that's when the girls want to date. When puberty sets in, that's when the boys want to sell drugs, want to earn that dough, that fast money. They now become the problem of your husband. That's his job to deal with that. But you trained them, you raised them, you gave them the light of Islam. That's how it's supposed to be. Remember the story I did, the heroine of Islam, Mani. Who was Mani? She was the mother of Mu'ad. And who was Mu'ad? He was one of the first ambassadors of Islam. He was sent to the people of Yemen to teach them the religion. And also, Mu'ad is the one that the prophet said, no one, I repeat, no one, I repeat, no one understands the lawful and the unlawful better than he does. Mani, she raised her son. When she converted to Islam in Medina, so did he with her as a child. She told him, go, this is the messenger of Allah. She said, I want you to follow him. I want you to accompany him. I want you to learn from him. And she taught him manners. That's how you sisters are supposed to be. But unfortunately, we're too caught up in our personal drama. Oh, my husband got another wife. Oh, my husband don't love me. Oh, my husband don't. We so caught up in our husbands that we neglect our children. We neglect nurturing them, raising them, giving them the foundations of Islam they need to become strong believers. Or we're so caught up in this dunya with working. I want to be rich. That's what it's all about, the dollar bill. I want the big car. I want the beautiful mansion. I want the swimming pool, movie stars, Texas tea. We into that crap. And we forget about our children. We leave them at home with television, with YouTube hip hop, and all of that. But I want you women to understand you will be held accountable. Every female on this planet, including myself, we will be asked in your grave. You ain't got to wait till the day of judgment. Like I told y'all, it all begins in that grave. Those angels, after they're not going to just ask you 4 questions. That's just the beginning. They're going to interrogate you about your entire existence and the choices you made. Those angels are going to ask you, sisters, why didn't you teach your children how to pray? Why didn't you teach your children good manners? Why did you put your children secondary over the life of this world? Secondary to your husband and that female drama. That's one of the obligations that Allah has imposed upon us women. He said everyone is a guardian and responsible for something. You women are guardians and responsible for your children and your husband's property. How did you care for them? You're going to be interrogated about that in that grade. And guess what? Knocker going to be standing there with that iron crowbar. Oh, yeah. It ain't just a cheering. And when you say, I don't know, he going to take that crowbar and bust you in your head. He going to tell you, you failed your children. You failed your obligations that Allah imposed upon you. You put this dunya over them. And your son grew up to be a drug addict. He didn't grow up to be like Muad. Your daughter became a stripper. She had 10 children out of wedlock because you didn't teach her the deen. You allowed her to associate with non-Muslims and adapt their lifestyle. And that he gonna take that crowbar and bash your head in over and over and over again. You women better get it together. Hello? The children are your responsibility before puberty. Remember, before puberty, they belong to you. And that comes with a price. The price is teaching them this deen, keeping their fitra, the fitra of the heart awakened. We never forget Wala wa better. We'll get back to those classes after Ramadan. Hello, Kareem Abu Zaid. We'll be back to those classes after Ramadan. But for now, it's your job as a woman to keep the fitra in your child's heart nourished. So that's who deserves to have the kids. You. And it comes with a price. Are you paying it? All right. So I hope that answers that question. And I have to make it as a daya. It's my job to shake your heart. A lot of you women don't take your responsibility serious. I see you. Okay. A lot of these cheering, they being raised by the Kafirs. You got them in Kafir school. That's a big no, number one. You're going to answer to Allah for that too, sisters. Oh, yeah. Allah is going to ask you, why didn't you homeschool your children? Oh, well, I'm not educated myself. With Sunnahfollowers.org. Sister Layla carries Sunnahfollowers.org. It's all over my website. On every video I put out, every stream I do, I tell you, go to Sunnahfollowers.org and check out this homeschooling, Islamic homeschooling for your children. From kindergarten to 12th grade, and it's not expensive. Maybe the brother make a deal with you. You never know. Allah's going to hold you women accountable for what you do and what you're not doing for your children. Think about that. Oh, yeah. All right. So that's the answer to that question. And I really hate to hear about all these sisters. I got about 10 sisters going through divorce right now. Ramadan, month of Ramadan, 10 sisters going through divorces. Oh, may Allah make it easy for the Muslims. May Allah bless us with righteous husbands and righteous wives. And may we be able to work out our problems, Islamically and equitably without ending up in divorce. But if you got to do it, it's good and clean. If you got a man beating you in the head, you got a man that's not doing his obligations to you, oh yeah, it's good and clean. Get rid of him. But if you got a good husband, you sisters got to work on being good wives. Because righteous men are for righteous women. And a righteous man, if he realizes that you are not righteous, he gonna toss you to the curb. He gonna kick you to the curb. Because let me tell you something, you never know what you get until you live with it. That's why ain't no dating in Islam. You can date a person for centuries and still won't know them until you live with them. So sometimes we don't know what we're getting. And when we realize that when a man realizes if he's a good man, a righteous man, he realizes that you are weak in your faith, you are weak as a female, you're not a good mother, you got your priorities screwed up in life, he ain't gonna be with you, he gonna get rid of you and replace you with something better. So you sisters better put your priority, make your priority Allah first and foremost, and learning this religion correctly. That should be your priority. Learning this deen correctly, because it's your responsibility to instill it into your children. That falls on you, not the father, you. All right. Okay. So today for this class, and I want y'all to order this book, Articles of Belief. Today we're going to be continuing our discussion on what it means to believe in the prophets of Allah. As Muslims, if we obeyed the messengers of Allah, if we obeyed the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like those companions did, when the Prophet told Umar that his ex-wife was more deserving of the child, Umar left. When the child was puberty, he got him. Okay, the companion said, oh Allah, I hear and I obey. If we would be like them, just obey Allah and obey his messengers, we wouldn't end up in all these divorces with all these problems and our children apostating, pregnacizing each other and all that crazy dope dealing and all of that. And that's the problems we face with here in America. Unwed pregnancies, drugs, alcohol, and by the way, suicide. Oh yeah, they put another study out. They said the two religious groups with the highest attempts of suicide of children. Number one, the Amish. Number two, the Muslims. We wouldn't have these problems if we followed what the prophet said. So I want everybody to take out their books, because I did post up on YouTube and Facebook the pages. I hope y'all went over the 2 pages that we're going to be discussing tonight. And it speaks about what I'm talking about, what happens when we fail to obey and follow what the prophets of Allah came with. We end up with all these issues. Let me put this up for here. Let me share my screen, my PowerPoint to the, what is Canva doing open? Okay, let me share my PowerPoint to Zoom first, and now to Belief in Allah. Okay, that's it. This is you guys here. Okay, this is the people on YouTube. And make sure you got me on the big screen TV for the cheering. Yeah, the cheering need to keep watching. Okay, let's see. Inshallah, you guys should see this page. Let me know if it's a problem at all, Mina, because I don't have it on my phone as usual. Okay, so tonight in your books, that's why I was confused. Tonight we'll be discussing pages 46 through 48. And by the way, guys, I'm going to change this class to 10 o'clock for Ramadan, because some of the sisters told me it's better for them. I forgot we got 3 different times going on here, time zones in my Zoom room. And we all are breaking fast at different times. So I'm going to change it to 10 for Wednesday. And by the way, I put this, a lot of you asked me to put the scan me to join the Zoom room, because that way it's easy. A lot of the sisters want to come into the Zoom room so you can ask me your questions on the microphone. Well, that's it. From what I'm going to do from now on, when I put out things, I'm going to put out the Zoom, the QR code to join the Zoom. And I also put a thing out yesterday with the QR code for the schedule. You can find the daily schedule on our Sunnah Followers website, and also it's in our Facebook group. So for those of you on Facebook, I made a thing with our classes, and I put a scan for the schedule, the daily schedule. Okay, but that's the QR code for those of you who want to join the Zoom room for your questions. And this is a picture of the book. This book is written by Sheikh Muhammad Saeed Atlee, the old man. Okay, the Articles of Belief. And you can get this book at www.atleeonline.com. Please get it. That's how it looks. And let's go over the pages for today. What a lot of people fail to understand as Muslims is that everything that happens is in the hands of Allah. Everything that happens and doesn't happen lies in the hands of Allah. What do I mean by that? Believe it or not, guys, there are some deviant groups of Muslims who pray. Can y'all believe this? They pray to the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They believe that the Prophet Muhammad is still alive, and they believe that he can answer their supplications, that he can come and talk to them in their sleep, and he can give them advice in life. And of course, these are Mu'tazili. They belong to one of the different Sufis groups. They believe this. They believe the Prophet Muhammad can change their life. They believe that he's not even human, that he's made out of light. Okay? This is not true. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has no power to do anything. He has no power to make you a Muslim because he has no control over your heart. Allah controls the heart. If Allah wants to lead you to Islam, he will do so. If Allah doesn't, then you won't be led. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a human being, just like you, just like me. And if you learn about him, you would know that he couldn't even save his own uncle. No one can stop the punishment of Allah if Allah wishes it upon you, not even the Prophet Muhammad. So for those deviant groups that are calling upon right now, they're calling upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to help them. I had one sister contact me in one of those groups, and she said, Sister Layla, the Imam was making dua at the mosque, and he called upon the Prophet Muhammad to help the people of Gaza. Can he do that? And I had never heard it, but I know there's Sufis that do that, but I've never experienced that or heard that. But I told her, no, the Prophet Muhammad, we don't call upon him. We call upon Allah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam couldn't even guarantee victory to his own self. We have to understand that all prophets are human beings. And our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was no different. He is not Allah. He is not the son of Allah. He is not an extension of Allah. Nor does he have any qualities of lordship. He was a human. He looked like a human. He had feelings like a human. He became sick. He became tired. He went through hunger. He had anxiety. He went through fear. He was a human being. And all prophets Allah sent were the same. Listen to what Prophet Abraham said. He said, and it is Allah who feeds me and gives me drink. And when I am sick, it is Allah who cures me. And who will cause me to die and then bring me back to life? That is Allah. So none of the prophets of Allah claim to be anything but that. Jesus, he never called himself the son of Allah. And Abraham, He was a prophet, the prophet that Allah took as a personal friend. But Abraham ate, he drank. Allah is the one. He acknowledged the fact that Allah is the provider, the sustainer. He acknowledged the fact that it is Allah who can cure, who can heal, who gives life and death, not him. So when we start to attribute divine qualities to prophets or sheikhs or imams or saints, this is when we transgress the limits of Allah. This is when actually we leave the folds of Islam and we become non-believers. This is shirk. This is disbelief. When people start raising others beyond the position that Allah has chosen them, this is shirk. And this is why celebrating birthdays is haram. Because celebrating birthdays is shirk. You're raising yourself or your child to a level higher than what he is. You're saying that because your child was born or because you were born, the people are supposed to bring you presents, give you cakes, make you gifts. This is celebrating you. This is putting you on a level higher than what Allah created you as. When people start to believe in this type of stuff, you know, this is when we lose that closeness with Allah. Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, he said, I am a human being like you, and I am capable of forgetting. So when I forget something, remind me. And let me give you the story behind this hadith. One day the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam led the people in the Duha prayer. And instead of praying 4 rakats, he prayed 2. And when they were done, someone said, "O Prophet of Allah, did you forget, or has the prayer been shortened?" The Prophet said, the prayer has not been shortened, and I did not forget. And then the Prophet looked around and said, is what this man saying true? Did I really forget? They said, yes, you only prayed 2 rakats. So the Prophet went back and made 2 more. And then he did 2 prostrations for forgetfulness. And after that, he said, I am a human being just like you, and I forget just like you. So when I forget, remind me. So that hadith you can find in Bukhari and Muslim. And it's the dalil, you know, that our prophet was not a God. He was Allah. He was not Allah. He was a prophet, a messenger sent to us. And Allah never forgets. Allah differentiates himself from any of us. He says, your Lord is never forgetful. And this verse of the Quran here, I want you brothers to pay attention to. Because we're living in the days of fitan, when a lot of you Muslim brothers are making things haram for women, telling women that they can't wear colors, that they can't wear nice clothing, that they can't be beautiful, that they can't wear makeup. Allah didn't say none of that crap. And neither did the Prophet Muhammad. His wives were beautiful. They wore makeup. They wore colors. They wore nice clothing. So who are you? And then you're going to tell me, well, it's different today. Allah is never forgetful. The laws that Allah made are for all times. They never get old. You saying that Allah forgot to say that a woman should cover her face? Allah forgot to say that women should be ugly? That Allah made a mistake making us look the way we look? He doesn't make mistakes. Man does. And our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam made mistakes too. But we have to be careful. The mistakes that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam made were mistakes not in teaching us or presenting us the religion, but the regular mistakes that any human would make, like forgetting how many rakats. He didn't say that the prayer changed, that it's only 2 rakats. He said, I forgot. He didn't make any mistakes in teaching or conveying the message of Islam. Everything he told us regarding the religion is accurate and correct. But we have to accept that he was a human. And sometimes he could make a mistake or forget. We got some Muslims today that think that their imams are free from making a mistake. You got some Muslims that believe that their sheikh doesn't make no mistakes. We got some Muslims that say, oh, because my sheikh is a sheikh, he doesn't even have to pray anymore. Who said that? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed until he died. Subhanallah. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation, the meaning. May Allah forgive you, O Muhammad. Why did you grant them leave for remaining behind? You should have persisted in regards to your order for them to continue on jihad. This is another example of a mistake that our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made, which proves he was a human being. Again, it's not a mistake in teaching the religion, but it's a human mistake in not persisting that some hypocrites fight with us. There were 4 men who refused to go out and fight against the Romans. One of them said, "Oh, Prophet of Allah, I've never seen a white woman before. And I'm afraid that if I see a white woman, I might fall into sin and fornicate. So that's why I'm not participating." Well, that's when Allah sent this verse down. Why did you tell him he didn't have to come? You should have made him come. Subhanallah. Okay? Listen to what our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in another authentic hadith. He said, all the children of Adam are sinners. All human beings are liable to make mistakes and commit sins. Allah is the only one who has the final word. No one is perfect. We should never exaggerate about a prophet or exaggerate about a leader, because all humans are human and make mistakes. He said, do not overpraise me like the Christians did Jesus. They said that Jesus is the Son of God when he isn't. So here we can see the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was telling the Muslims, telling us to not make the same mistake that with him that the Jews and Christians did. The Christians made Jesus to be the Son of Allah. They over-exaggerated him. They celebrated his birth. They put him on a level with the law. Another dalil that you sisters shouldn't be celebrating no birthdays. So don't follow the same course of action as the Christians did. Okay, just because a person has knowledge of Islam doesn't make them perfect. Scholars have desires and scholars make mistakes. Scholars are the servants of Allah too. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning. Verily, he was a grateful servant. Blessed be he who sent down the criterion of right and wrong to his servant Muhammad, so that he may be a warner to all mankind and jinn. See, Allah is saying that even the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a servant of his. And there is nothing wrong with being the servant of Allah. As a matter of fact, it's the highest position any of us can reach as a human being. However, it is a terrible thing to be a servant of something else. So don't be a servant of a prophet, of a community, of yourself, of an imam or a scholar. Instead, just be a servant of Allah. And that's why I tell you sisters all the time, whenever you do any good deeds, you do them to please Allah, not your husband. You are not a servant of your husband. These brothers take that hadith totally out of context. You obey your husband in the things that Allah commanded you to obey them in. What are those things? Those things are to guard in his absence what he would have you to guard, meaning his children, his home, his property. When he calls you to bed, you respond. That you don't allow anyone into his house without his knowledge or permission. That you don't leave the house without his knowledge and permission. Those are the things you obey your husband in because Allah commanded you to. But if your husband tries to make you his servant by telling you, for example, to cover your face to please him, you say, no way, Jose. Number one, it's not anything that my Lord commanded me to do. Number two, Allah is clear. He says he does not accept any good deed unless it's done only for him. If I were to cover my face to please you, I would get no reward for it. In fact, I'd be committing shirk. I will obey you in what Allah commanded me to obey you in. And I will please you in what Allah commanded me to please you in. But I will never be the slave of you. That's what you women tell your husbands. Okay? We're slaves of Allah, not of anyone else. Okay? And by the way, guys, the people of Noah, remember we talked about the other day how Noah, alayhi salam, was the first prophet that was sent as a messenger. Before Noah, all the prophets were just prophets. Okay? Why did Allah send Noah as a messenger? Because this is when the people deviated away from Tawheed. Instead of being slaves of Allah, they became slaves of the dollar bill, slaves of sex, slaves of whatever else but Allah. So Allah sent Noah, to call the people back to being slaves of Allah and not their desires. But the people didn't listen to him. And to not listen to a prophet is like not listening to any of them. We're supposed to obey the prophets of Allah. His people didn't. So he ended up making dua, and Allah ended up destroying them and replacing them with better. Listen to what Allah says in the interpretation, the meaning. And indeed, we have sent messengers before you, O Muhammad. Some of them we have told you their story, like Noah, and some others we have not told you about. Allah has sent over 24,000 prophets, guys. The ones that he's told us of by name, they were the best of all the prophets. But there were others that we don't know their stories of. But the bottom line, for every prophet that was sent to a people, they were to be obeyed. And to not obey them and to deny one of them is to deny all of them. And I'm going to stop right here for today, okay? The next time we meet for this class, which will be Wednesday, we're going to speak more about what are the consequences. What are the consequences of denying and not listening or not obeying the prophets of Allah? We got Muslims today who call themselves Muslims, but are they living their life as true believers? Are they obeying the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Or are they obeying their sheikhs, their imams? I told you life is a circle. We're back to the 4 imams now. As a daya this Ramadan, I see that. I'm seeing that we're back to what did the 4 imams say? What did the 4 imams say? And not everything the four imams says is in sync with what the prophet said. If the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it, then who cares what the four imams said? Who cares what they thought? Who cares what they believed? I'm seeing a lot of that now. We're back. Like I said, life is just a circle. It goes around and around and around. History just repeats itself. We done got past worshiping my sheikh, and now we're back to the four imams. And if the four imams didn't say it, we don't accept it, even if it's a hadith. I give you the hadith about the menses, and it's authentic. It's from Bukhari. It's from the Prophet himself. And I give you Aisha's hadith on it too, and Ibn Abbas. You're going to reject it because the four imams didn't mention it? We're going to talk about that the next time we meet in this class. All right, here, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? And by the way, guys, for those of you who are on Facebook, if you are in those social media groups of new Muslims and people who are trying to learn Islam, you know, look at the rewards you will get this Ramadan, the reward for us guiding the people to the true Islam and not to that innovation and not to that deviation. So that the little thing I made and I posted up on Facebook that has the scan for the Zoom room and the scan for the schedule every day, try to share it with the people in your Facebook groups, put it on your Facebook pages. Because for every Muslim that you guide to the truth, you will get a reward for that. And you'll get the reward for me and the reward for Dr. Jamali and all the rest of us here, Dr. Ali and the rest of us here, Sheikh Morsi, Sheikh Atli, Kareem Abu Zaid, because we're using his books. You'll get the reward of all of us here, okay? Because you guided a person to the truth. All right? Okay, any questions? And by the way, please support this dawah effort. I forgot again today, y'all. Just to remind everybody, this is the month of charity. And here at Sunnah Followers, we are a nonprofit organization. We've been around since 1986. Oh, yeah, we're the oldest organization on the internet. And please support this dawah effort. You know, you can support us by scanning the QR code there. That takes you to our PayPal site, and you can make a donation, or you can go to the PayPal link here, which is PayPal me/SunnahFollowers, or you can Zelle Laila Laila at SunnahFollowers.net. Oh, that's the schedule from this weekend. Zelle Layla at SunnahFollowers.net. You know, please, guys, donate. Okay. Any questions? Let me fix that ticker too while I wait for y'all's questions. I got the weekend classes on there. That was this weekend. Let me take this off. Yeah. Any questions or comments? Go ahead. Because I know y'all like to text me all night. I'm going to tell y'all. I'm here now, but all that texting, I ain't going to respond. Did y'all like the ad for Amina Fresno's cobbler? Oh, that's the other one you're supposed to be doing, Geechee. You're right, Geechee. It's the shop, the Sunnah Followers shop. You guys know I keep forgetting about the Sunnah Followers shop. You know, we have a Sunnah Followers shop where you can buy look at the bags, the cross bags and stuff, you know, and I even got watches for the children, you know, the Sunnah Follower watches for the kids so they can keep track of the time, you know, and for the classes, and they're different styles. You know, and then we got the mugs and stuff too, the Sunnah Follower mugs and bowls, and even got iPhone cases. Look at that. The Sunnah Follower iPhone cases, different sizes. And I got the regular Android cases, Sunnah Followers. And I bought this, the Sunnah Follower clock. Y'all see that? Different styles. It's different styles you can choose from. And also we even got the, for the boys, the Sunnah Follower, what you call them things, hoodies. The girls can wear them too. For those of you who like to play bid whist like Layla, hello, we even got the Sunnah Follower playing cards so you can remember to come in here for the class. So please, guys, we got tote bags and all kind of stuff. Check out our Sunnah Followers shop. Scan that QR code and you can check out our stuff. Good Ramadan presents. You're looking for Ramadan gifts for the children, Ramadan gifts for your friends, and it's all good quality. I keep forgetting about our little shop. I even got a tote bag, different sizes. Yeah, all the Sunnah Follower stuff, the bags are different sizes. So, if you guys get a chance, check out the Sunnah Follower shop. Inshallah. Yeah, I forgot about the shop. Yeah. And don't forget, for those of you who want to do a nice deed, don't forget to order the Amina Fresno stuff. Let me put that commercial back up here in case you missed it the first time.
All about the flavor. Flavor. 7-Up cake too. Flavor. Everything she got. Flavor. It'll be right for you. Flavor. Amina's peach cobbler. Flavor. 7-Up cake too. Flavor. Everything she got. Flavor. It'll be right for you. Flavor. Amina's peach cobbler. Flavor. 7-Up cake too. Flavor. Everything she made. Flavor. It'll be right for you. Flavor. Amina's peach cobbler. Flavor. 7-Up cake too. Flavor. Everything she made. Flavor. It'll be good for you. Flavor.
And by the way, guys, I want to thank our Rough Rider, Geechee, all our jingles here at Sunnah Followers. We got one of the Rough Riders with it. Y'all know I'm streaming on Mixcloud. By the way, I streaming on Mixcloud too, where the hip hop people are. Jay-Z, Rough Riders, Little Tom, whatever his name is, Taylor Swift. I got my Rough Rider, so I want to thank Sister Geechee. Y'all keep her in your doer because she puts a lot of time and effort into trying to keep this website professional. She does all my jingles. Where her little picture at? I got a picture in here. I can't find it for some reason. But yeah, Geechee, that's Geechee's picture. Geechee, where your picture at? Where is her picture? Yeah, she's one of the Rough Riders, y'all, DMX style, that stuff. What happened to her picture? I can't find it. But I like to thank her for all the jingles. She makes sure that what happened? Who is that? So we got a question? Go ahead.
Yes, hi. My name is Layla also. My girls and I have really enjoyed watching your show. You bring so much joy to us. Your smile and just being informative, and just appreciate you and your efforts. May Allah reward you for your efforts and increase you in your knowledge, inshallah.
I mean, thank you so much. I try to keep it comical, but I like how Geechee, she really, that jingle was cool, man. And she getting better and better at our little jingles. Yeah, we're trying to stay professional. We want to try to compete. We got to compete with these kafirs.
Yeah, you do it. I always stress it to my husband. I said she's very organized and professional, and you have a nice display, and your eye does not get. You are very animated.
Yeah, I try to be, alhamdulillah. Yeah, because those kafirs are stealing our children, man. Our kids, we're just losing them to this dunya. Subhanallah, they like to be on YouTube. They like to be on TV. So now we on TV too, So maybe I'm trying to, and I try to include the children in there, so they can learn this deen the right way. And a lot of people think, oh, she's mean. I'm not mean. I got to be tough because of my voice, because I'm a woman giving dawah, and I can't be soft, but I try to put the humor in there,
So I was going to tell you, my 8-year-old wanted me to call you today, but she's asleep now. So we're getting mixed up with the times. We're in Texas. So I guess you guys come on at 9 o'clock for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're in Geechee's time zone. That's what you're talking about. You guys are an hour behind. Geechee, what is it? An hour behind me? Yeah, okay, no. I tell you what happened today.
Okay.
I was supposed to come on at 9, but the people here in the Zoom are asking that I change the time to 10 because the women are trying to get the iftar together, the breaking of the fast. So I changed it to 10 today, and I'm going to keep it at 10, but that'll be 9 o'clock your time, I guess, right? Because you're an hour behind. I'm Eastern, so you're an hour behind me, right?
Behind, okay.
Yeah, you're the same. Yeah, your time is the same as Sheikh Morsi's. You're an hour behind me. So this class I'm going to start doing at 10. The 9 o'clock class will be moved to 10 because the sisters say it makes it easier for them because of you guys, the central, you guys, for y'all to break y'all fast or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a question. I've been a Muslim for about 20 years now, but I am very self-conscious about my Arabic. Yeah. And I've been trying to work on my Arabic, but it's not the best. And sometimes it makes me I read the Quran, but I had people who would say, well, you're not really getting the Quran because you're not reading it in which I understand the purest form is Arabic. But do you have any suggestions of how to, like any particular Quran to get kind of close to the translation? And
yeah, just to make it easy for you, do not have to learn Arabic to be a Muslim. Arabic is not one of the pillars of faith. And I don't know why these Arabic people, I'm half Arabic, and I know it's a racial thing. They have to stop that. Nowhere does Allah say that you have to learn Arabic. The only Arabic that any Muslim must learn, the only Arabic that you have to learn, I repeat, the only Arabic that any Muslim has to learn is Al-Fatiha, because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said your prayers are not accepted and unless you without Al-Fatiha. Nowhere did the Prophet say there's no authentic hadith on this planet where he says you have to learn Arabic. In fact, Allah tells you in the Quran, language comes from him. He says, I am the creator of all language. Allah made you to be American. He didn't make you an Arab. This is, I believe this is a racial thing to try to make yourself think that you are superior because perhaps you don't know these hadiths like Layla does. So you think because you can speak a language, and by the way, most Arabs speak slang. Very few Arabs speak or understand the Quran. The Quran is revealed in Fusha. That's the classical Arabic. Most Arabs would come in here and tell you they don't understand it. They don't speak it. They speak their slang. Egyptians speak Egyptian. Palestinians speak Palestinian. People from Saudi speaks Khaliji. They speak slang. Instead of focusing on Arabic, I would suggest you focus on Aqidah. It's your belief system. The Prophet, Allah says in the Quran, it's your belief system that determines whether you end up in paradise or not Arabic. The Prophet Muhammad's uncles spoke Arabic. Where are they? They're in hell. And they'll be there forever because they denied Allah. So don't put the focus on Arabic. The focus should be on Aqidah, your belief system. What does it mean to believe La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah? Most Muslims don't know what it means. They don't know what allegiance to Allah is. They don't know, and none of that. Allah is not going to ask you anything about the Arabic language or the English language or Spanish. The questions of the grave are about Aqidah, not Arabic. So don't get deluded. The people that talk that crap to you are people, I'm going to be honest, and people may not like it, but I've been Muslim for over 62 years, and I'm speaking the truth. The people that try to make you feel inferior are people that are jealous of you because you must know something that they don't know. So they're going to throw up in your face Arabic.
Yes.
So what? I'm going to tell you, I don't speak Arabic fluently either. Hello? But tell them to come toe to toe with me. I don't speak Arabic fluently, but I don't know none of these brothers who know these hadiths like I do. Come toe to toe with Layla. They'll tell you about the 4 Imams. I'm going to tell you about the Prophet and Ibn Abbas. So it's not about the language that you speak. And also that's a verse too. It ain't the language that you speak. What does Allah say? It ain't the language you speak. It ain't the color of your skin. It ain't the clothing that you wear that attracts him or appeals to him. It's your taqwa, your consciousness of him, your belief in him. So focus on Aqidah, 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 Aqidah. All the Arabic in the world ain't going to save you. Do you know that 30% of Arabs are Christian? Did y'all know that? A lot of people think that all Arabs are Muslim. Nope. 30% of the Arabic world is Christian. All that Arabic they speak, they still don't believe La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. So don't get caught up in that crap. Focus on Aqidah. And that's what we do here at Sunnah Followers. Most of the class, all the classes here center around Aqidah, your belief system, and learning about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions. Okay, we do have an Arabic class here if you want to learn. Okay, we have it every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Brother Malik is here in the Zoom room. And I did put a thing up too for that. He's here in the Zoom room to help anybody who wants to work on their Arabic, to learn how to read it or how to read it. Okay, you ain't gonna learn how to speak it unless you move to an Arabic country. And guess what? You're gonna be shocked because the Arabs don't speak Fusha. They speak slang, and they make fun of you when you come around speaking like the Quran. It's like us speaking Shakespeare. Don't get caught up in that garbage. I call it racism, tribalism. One of the signs of the last hour. Okay, but just read to the best of your ability. If you want to work on reading the Quran in Arabic, because I like to read it in Arabic too, but I always go back. I would always go back and read the interpretation of the meaning to get a better idea of what Allah is saying. You know, but if you want to work on learning how to read, you can come here every day, Monday through Friday at 5, and Brother Malik will help you. He'll work with you on your pronunciation and stuff. Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Yeah, don't let them people take you down. You've been Muslim 20 years. They probably see in you what they ain't got in them. That's the truth. A lot of them come to America and don't practice right. And a lot of them are into that Sufi. That's the stuff I'm talking about here. The Sufism, worshiping sheikhs. That's a lot of Arabs do that.
And they're saying that it's not, what is it, shirk. There's some of them said it's not shirk. It's just disliked.
No, that's no such thing. Either it's lawful or it's not. There's nothing, Allah doesn't say nothing about dislike. The Prophet Muhammad said the lawful, yes, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the lawful and the unlawful have been clearly defined by Allah. There is no in between. Either it's lawful or it ain't. There ain't no dislike. Dislike is a term that the 4 Imams came up with. Okay? Dislike is a term that men use today when they don't know the answer. That's what I found out as a dyer. I've been a dyer for over 40 years. And I notice when people don't know the answer, what do they say? It's just like, no, it ain't. Either it's lawful or it's not. Learn the hadiths, brother. Dislike is what the people today say, rather than saying, I don't know. Yeah. So don't get caught up in that crap. Yeah. And you're down there in Texas. I hate to say it, but it's a lot of that going on in Texas.
Really?
You got a lot of Arabs down there with some issues. I hate to say it, but Texas, and I know, because I had a lot of those brothers, those imams in Texas used to teach on my website. I kicked them out one by one by one. I know the fitna down there in Texas. Okay? So don't fall for that crap. Most of them are into that Sufism, that Mutazilaism. What they call themselves, progressive Muslims and all that garbage. And they don't understand the Sunnah. So they'll say it's dislike, but rather than say, I don't know. No. Plus, I hate to say it, you got Yasir Qadi down there. And Yasir Qadi, everybody know, he used to teach on this website. Believe it or not, I used to love Yasir Qadi. He used to teach on this website, but Yasir Qadi is a Sufi now.
Yeah, I saw that. He has become different. I mean, I don't know if he is, but his view has changed tremendously.
He's Sufi now. He hooked up with Hamza Youssef and them, and they're Sufi. His whole regime, they're Sufis. And that's who they listen. They listen to Yasir Qadi down there. You know, they do a lot of that grave worship and talking to the dead and all that stuff. That's Sufism.
That's the one who said that it wasn't shirk if you pray.
But it is. In fact, Kareem Abu Zayd wrote a book to refute all that crap. I'm going to teach that book at this website too. After Ramadan, I'm going to be adding that book of Sheikh Kareem Abu Zayd's to the curriculum. Another book, y'all can go buy it. It's called Refuting Yasir Qadi. I'm going to teach the book, not because of any to hurt Yasir Qadi, because I still love that brother for the sake of Allah. He used to teach here on my website. I love Yasir Qadi for the sake of Allah. But I don't know what happened to make him go from a man of the Salaf, he was dynamic, man, to this Sufism. I used to love Yasir Qadi. That brother knows them hadiths. Do you hear me? He was one brother that knew those hadiths. But look at him now. He's with that suit. I can't believe him. But the book that Kareem Abu Zayd wrote about, it points out all the deficiency and the flaws in what he's saying. And I'm going to teach that here at this website after Ramadan. So, but that's where you're down there with all of that. So don't get caught up in that Arabic stuff. Learn the Aqidah. Focus on your belief system. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, sister.
And I don't want nobody talking bad about Yasir Qadi either. Because that brother used to teach here. I loved him for the sake of Allah.
Yeah. I used to watch him on Huda TV.
Girl, he was my dude.
I used to enjoy some of his lectures on Huda TV. And this was about, I want to say, about 14 years ago.
That's about that, yeah.
Huda TV. Yeah.
He was my dude. He used to teach you. I did his khutbahs and everything. He used to come. He used to come into my to my website and stream his khutbahs. I mean, the brother but now he's changed. When he went to Harvard and hooked up with Hamza Youssef and them, everything went. That's what happens. And all you can do is make dua for people like that. Yeah. Just make dua for them. But you know the difference and keep it moving. Don't speak badly about him. Don't call him no kafir because he ain't no kafir. Just make dua for him and keep it moving. Now, I want all you brothers to understand, and you young brothers, don't be calling people kafir because it's going to come back and bite you. The brother ain't no kafir. The brother just got messed up there. Okay? So, just pray for the people and work on yourself. Like the Prophet Muhammad said, make sure that your belief system is together, because that's another fitna today. We go around pointing out the faults of other Muslims, but we don't see that we're worse than them.
Yeah,
we're worse than them. Subhanallah. Yeah, but
May
yeah,
Allah protect us.
yeah. I mean.
Almost done.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments, guys? For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, the kids, how the kids doing with their fasting? They doing good? I hope these kids are benefiting. Okay. All right. I'm going to close out on YouTube and Facebook because y'all know all I had to eat was my fruit. Now I want something else. Some food. I'm going to throw in one of those lean cuisines I got. Yeah. And I need to make a shopping list too. What's tomorrow? Tuesday? Oh, I got to go shopping and get some stuff in here. All right, guys. I'm going to close out tomorrow's classes. Yeah. Let me tell her. Yeah, sister. Yeah, 6:30. The 6:30 class is tomorrow. The fiqh fasting, and then y'all want me to keep it at 10? Okay.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Yeah, that's for the people in the central because she's where you are, Geechee. She's in Texas where you are. So the 9 o'clock class is going to be changed. I'll change the schedule to 10. So 10 o'clock and 6:30. And what class is it tomorrow? The Hadith class, Termites, from the book by Sheikh Atlee. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to log out.
Don't forget about California. Y'all got us. Y'all.
Girl, we can't accommodate. My class would be at 1 o'clock in the morning if I was accommodating y'all. SubhanAllah, y'all 3 hours behind everybody. What time is 10 o'clock y'all time anyway? 9, 8, 7. Y'all that's good for you guys. You'll be able to sit down and watch me on the TV and eat. It's time for y'all to break fast, 10 o'clock. Oh, y'all just be breaking fast. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm cooking and trying to listen and trying to answer questions. So I just go back and read. That's all.
Oh,
I
my
go back and
God.
look at the recordings.
God, yeah, poor people in California.
Yeah, we're just now breaking fast. I just thought about that.
Girl, she just not breaking it. Yeah, I feel bad.
Over here, it's like 7:20 right now.
Oh, where you at? Where you at?
California.
Yeah, see, that's California. Did you see your mother's commercial, Mina?
Yeah, I seen it. I heard it. And
Ain't
then I
that
went
nice?
back and I seen it. I was like, flavor.
It sounds good. Now, your mother didn't post it up right. You see, she instead of her putting a video, she got some picture. Tell her to put the video. She got to let the video, put the video on her page. I don't know what she did, but that jingle is good. That I like the words of it. And I'm telling you, that cake is the bomb. I got my cake today. It's the bomb. It'll be my suhoor. All right, guys, I'm going to close out on YouTube. Inshallah, everybody have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. The Zoom room is open, but for the YouTube, inshallah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta.